Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I'm back with another replay that I took from the front page of Drop.sc. That seems to be a cliche that I always say, but this one caught my attention because it's going to be between former EG competitor IdrA and a Japanese player by the name of Simada. I did do a little bit of background research on Simada. I tried Googling his name first to find out what I could find out about him, but I just couldn't really find too much. As always, please subscribe, please comment, and let me know what you guys think of my casting. I really, if nothing else, I appreciate the feedback that I get from each cast that I give. But without further ado, here we go. Logging in and playing the replay. Come on, XSplit, work with me here. Alright, so that's an interesting portrait for EGIdrA. Oh wait, he's playing Protoss. Never mind. Is he off racing? Could be a troll account. Well, I mean, he is going for a comment. He is trying to be a commentator, but at the same time, hold on just a second. Let's give them their introductions, and then we'll get back to this. Lower left-hand corner, spawning is our Protoss in the red trunks. His name is apparently EGIdrA. I'm a little skeptical of that, however, considering he doesn't actually have the right tag. And in the upper right-hand corner, our Terran in the blue trunks, Simada. Belonging to KQN, I believe that means Killer Queens. And now, this guy says, I don't think anybody really enjoys playing this game anymore except Terrence. But I did do research on Simada. He is a Japanese player. But, of course, I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the chat. It's a little distracting. I did try to consult. I wanted to console with a Japanese member of the Rush clan who comes from, I believe it was Kyoto. He's the only member of Rush that actually comes from Japan, and he's one of the best Terran players in Japan. But his name is Nemuke Rush, and I thought maybe he would have some information on Simada. Again, going ahead and Googling Simada's name, I found him in a tournament on TeamLiquid.net that had an overall prize pool of, let's see here, 30,000, 45,000, 55,000, 60,000 Japanese yen. It's about 6,000 US dollars, if I did the math right. Sorry guys, I just needed to take a quick swig on my energy drink. And now it looks like Simada is moving out in a position that is actually not really orthodox. He's not actually going to go straight up for a scout on EGIdrA. I am quite compelled to say that this is actually just a troll account, really. And I'm not sure how good Simada's English is. He does, of course, have a Japanese flag next to his name, apparently, according to TeamLiquid.net. So this leads one to believe that perhaps, just perhaps, he doesn't speak English, at least not optimally. But of course, talking to Nemuke Rush, his English is better than his Chinese, which is, well, the common mode of language that we use to communicate in the Rush clan. Chinese, that is. Of course, if we have trouble communicating, we can always switch back to English. There are a few members that are actually quite proficient in it. And Simada, it looks like he's going to go for a single racks into an Expo, following it up with a double gas, somewhat reminiscent of Wings of Liberty opener, but of course this is Heart of the Swarm because we see the Mothership core in production right now. That, and I'm not even sure if Derelict Watcher TE is even in the Wings of Liberty map pool. I was actually pretty convinced that this was really EGIdrA, but then again, I don't know, it could be, it could not be. Maybe he's off racing again. He is a casting personality, and the first things that he said at the beginning of the game seemed to be quite typical of, you know, the IdrA. Looks like he's keeping that APM high. I'm not sure if that's, you know, it's just hard to say if this guy's legit IdrA or not. I'm taking double gases, and Simada is going for factory behind this. If this is the legit EGIdrA, then, well, kudos to you, bro. I hope you find this video. Just maybe give me some feedback on my casting. I'm not a great analyst, but I try to go as deep into it as I can. I cannot think 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of someone. Like, say, for example, if a Protoss goes double Forge in the early game, according to Apollo SC2, that means they're going to try and end the game with Sky Toss. But of course, if any game makes it that far along, a Protoss will eventually try to end it as Sky Toss. And it looks like IdrA's gonna come in here and get an SCV kill, maybe pop out of there. He sees that this is a 1-1-1 opener, and he's gonna try and get another SCV kill. It looks like he doesn't quite get it. The Marines not budging from their bunker. No, they're like, oh, we're safe in here. You don't want to bother us here, bro. Almost got away with a second kill. About one shot away from it. But I think that was a nice snipe for IdrA. Now we have a supply depot, engineering bay going down, so I'm thinking that this is going to be a bio follow-up. Perhaps, just perhaps. What would really seal the deal is if we saw Stim getting researched, or +1 attack, actually. +1 attack would definitely signal that. But wait a minute, we actually have double factory. I was convinced that this was going to be a starport before this was, before I saw that factory take shape. Robotics facility now cranking out an observer and a forge going down for IdrA. Mothership core got back home safe and sound. A couple of Widow Mines moving out. I think this is in kind of a position to contain his opponent, but this is looking a bit reminiscent of mech play. Double Widow Mines getting cranked out as well as a tank. And this is certainly a very unique style. Again, Simada is a Masters League player, but I'm somewhat compelled to say that this might not be on the Korean server. Ooh, only one probe killed by that Widow Mine. Yeah, now we have to wait for an observer to get out to really deal with that Widow Mine optimally. Till then, it's just throwing away a single unit at a time, tripping it to ineffective trades, but getting trades nonetheless off of it. And now double sentry coming out from IdrA. This is going to help him get some defenses out. And with that, we just see him getting, you know, a slam on that Widow Mine. And the definitive mech transition, it looks like this was not meant to get a bunch of mass Widow Mines out to deal with his opponent like that. No, no, no. I know a lot of players just like to go double factory, get a ton of Blue Flame Hellions out, and then follow it up with whatever play they like to do. And this is interesting. A Ghost Academy going down at almost 9 minutes into the game. Well, are we going to see nukes? I know that, depending on how we see these Widow Mines used, it could actually be, say, contextual to a contain. Nukes are also a good method of moving your opponent's main army. It forces it to move, irrelevant of whether or not the Protoss army is willing to or not, or the player controlling the Protoss. Second Forge now going down, and Twilight Council's finished, so I'm wondering, are we going to see Zealot legs first? No, it looks like we're going to see Blink. Armory going down now for Simada, so it looks like he's going to be cranking out some Hellbats in the near future. Tech Lab's also going down on a good deal of these, so we're going to see some tanks, possibly some Thors in the near future, but that's a lot of factories for just 2 base. And as I say that, we have the 3rd Orbital Command getting floated down to what appears to be a 3-ish o'clock position, and another command center that's going to get ready to possibly be floated over here, and then turn into a planetary fortress, again for optimal defenses. But IdrA, it looks like, is stuck on 2 base. If he wants to perhaps try and wreck house, make something happen right now, then that would definitely be the time. I'm about to hit Control A, and I'm going to say that army supplies are going to be similar, if not favoring IdrA. There we go, favoring IdrA. By about 9 supply. The number of tanks here, I don't know, let's just see how that goes, but Simada is really turtling up. Just look at this. We have a missile turret getting made here, and if a Widow Mine, I don't know, can a Widow Mine kill this observer? You know, I typically keep the flight locators turned off when I'm casting because I like to create that more cinematic experience. There it is. Take it down. So, checking the economies of both players right now, what we're actually going to see is this is going to skyrocket for Simada in the way of minerals in the next few minutes, and wow, this is actually quite the ballsy move by Simada as well. He's taking an orbital command. That's, again, I don't know how to describe it, really. Oh, and it looks like IdrA was about to move straight into that Widow Mine. Fun fact of the day, if an Immortal absorbs a single Widow Mine shot, it will actually take off all of its shields. And if the Widow Mine actually connects with more than one Immortal, it will again deal out more than the standard 10 damage. So that means all the Immortals that get caught in a single Widow Mine shot will actually take 40 damage. So I think perhaps if we saw Mass Widow Mine, it would be an excellent answer for per se Mass Immortals, which is kind of what we see from IdrA here. He's got a good number of them. I don't know, but again, to really seal the deal, I think what would really help against the army we see IdrA facing up against would probably be a few Void Rays. I wouldn't say too many at this stage, but then again, we could easily see Simada convert into Mass Viking. He's just now getting his first starport, it looks like. So it wouldn't be actually an easy transition. I did call that out wrong. Some kind of detection or some kind of scout that just got shut down, and now IdrA sees the composition that he's up against basically with that scout that he just sent. A single Marine that used to be in a bunker is now getting sent over here to take the Zelnaga watchtower. But the biggest problem that we have for IdrA right now is that he doesn't know how far ahead his opponent is. We see these scans going down, and Simada has a thorough read on his opponent's unit composition. The question is, does this really taunt IdrA at this stage? Kind of a forward-ish Widow Mine moving out. I think, you know, keeping one or two, one right here, another one right here would actually be, I think, you know, possibly a little devastating to our Terran. But yeah, there we go. After that scan, he wants to put that Widow Mine down right there. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see IdrA pull an observer with his army. Yes, make no mistake, he's actually got one right here. Now we have +3/+3 going down for IdrA, but what about, oh wow, 8 Widow Mines at a time, damn. The second armory, so he's really going to start cranking out the upgrades for everything that he's got that's mech. And Simada's just going to be able to put on so much hurt with his army as we see him moving out now. Okay, so it looks like we have that one Marine just peppering away. He's going Rambo on this army, but he's like, well, hey, where you guys going? I want to shoot you guys with my C-14 Gauss rifle, bro. Come on. I don't know, boss. Why are you doing that? And of course, as long as this army is completely and totally out of position, we're going to see Simada in such a position to wreck house. Look at that. All those storms ready to go on these High Templar. And I think as long as they connect well with these Widow Mines... Oh, God! Oh, man. As long as the storms hit those Widow Mines, they'll be good to go. But, again, we just don't have any detection with this army right now. The feedback's going down on the ghosts. The snipes, the tanks got all of the High Templar, so that means we actually see this engagement going strongly in favor of Simada. IdrA now at 122 supply. He's running straight to those Widow Mines, and now we're going to see the entire army getting decimated in a matter of seconds. EGIdrA now 120 seconds, or 120 supply below his opponent. He says, how do you beat that? Can you enlighten me, please? I'm wondering, was this actually a legitimate game that someone could actually go ahead and leave a comment and tell me? That would be great. Wow. EGIdrA was defeated. He just left the game without, you know, without even a GG. But again, I think this is... I'm a little bit skeptical as to whether or not that was a legitimate EGIdrA. So again, guys, just go ahead and leave a comment. IdrA going for the analytical caster perspective of things. This has been Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.